come to Ireland, a land of music, song, dance, and story. As I bring in the new year, I join in celebrating the beginning of the gathering, a year of festivals to encourage the Irish to come back to their homeland for a vacation, or for those who just want to be Irish for a few days. Our visit to Ireland starts in the capital of Dublin, a city rich in history, but modern and vibrant. We're here at the historic Dublin Castle, where we're going to participate in a ceremony celebrating Ireland's 40th anniversary of joining the European Union, and where they are assuming the presidency of the Council of the European Union in 2013.
Today, our union embraces 27 countries, stretching from the Atlantic to the Urals. It is the year's end and its beginning, a time for Ireland to commemorate and celebrate, a time for Europe to remember and to rededicate. Here at home in Ireland, we celebrate 40 years as members of the European Union, an era of new possibility, opportunity, indeed transformation for our country. In 1973, in Ireland, there were 26,000 people in third-level education. Today, there are over 6 times that number. In those 4 decades, our relationship with Europe and the world has been transformed for the better. Our relationship with our nearest neighbour Britain has been transformed for the better, and relationships within this island have been transformed for the better through both peace and prosperity.
As we leave the capital city of Dublin, our tour takes us through the countryside to see the lakes and bogs and historic homes and villages. This historic home, built in the 1860s by William Henry, is now the Kylemore Abbey, but they have opened it to the public so that we can see the beautiful rooms and furnishings.
Originally, as you can see on the picture there used to be a hunting lodge right on this spot. Mr. Henry himself was a surgeon, but his dad and his uncle had a big cotton industry, so they were very wealthy. And when his dad passed away, Mr. Henry gave up his surgery and became head of the family business. And with the money that he inherited, he bought up the lodge and about 15,000 acres around here. Straight away in 1867, he started building the house itself and the garden at the same time. And he developed the estate, and he built as well a model farm, actually that's on the other side of the road. So he embarked on a huge project, really. And that in the west of Ireland, which is already nowadays remote, as you notice. So in those days, it was even harder to get the materials and the labour. But it was really a blessing for the people in the area here. He employed loads of people. And you know the history of Ireland. You had the famine. So in 1860, this area was still very, the people were still deprived. Connemara had lost about 1/3 of its population through immigration, starvation and diseases. So when he started this project, he was able to employ up to 200 people, which is great. And he paid them good money, 7 to 10 shillings, which in those days, made people walk 40 miles to find employment around here. So in that sense it was great, and it still is a place that gives lots of employment to the people around here. So in that sense it's great. Now it stays in the family with the Mitchell Henrys for 4 years, and then tragedy struck really, because Margaret Henry contracts dysentery on a Nile cruise. They went on a holiday, and in those days of course they weren't able to treat it. And it must have absolutely gutted Mitchell Henry, because remember, he's a doctor and he wasn't able to save her, so she died after 16 days. Their youngest child was about 2 and had 9 children. So he never remarried after that. This house was their second home, so it was kind of their holiday home and their family home where they would invite friends and everything. So it was more and more his oldest sons that kind of spent time here, and eventually when the business turns bad as well, they're trying around the turn of the century to sell the house, which is very hard. Now at some stage King Edward VII came to Connemara and they were hoping to sell it to the king, but he wasn't interested. The upkeep was too expensive for him, and eventually they sell it to friends, the Duke and Duchess of Manchester, of one of his sons. This church was built in 1874 after the death of Margaret Henry. It's a neo-Gothic church, so it has some very fine stone carvings. It has a few stained glass windows that were probably salvaged from another church, we think from Germany, we're not sure of the origin. And the church was restored in 2000.
Welcome you all here to our marble factory. My name is Ambrose Joyce, and this marble of course is our local marble, the Connemara marble, and it's quarried 40 miles from here near Clifton in Connemara. Now in Ireland the green marble is only found in this region, so Connemara is quite famous for its marble quarries. That quarry was opened commercially in 1822, and marble from the quarry has been exported all over the world, where you will see it in cathedrals and public buildings. Now this is the light green marble. This is the surface of the light green marble as it is before polishing, sawn face of the marble, and the finished product after polishing. It's far brighter, as you may see, after the polishing process. This piece of marble we call is the Irish jade variety of the marble. The jade marble is in very short supply, so it's only used for the manufacturing of small jewellery stones, for example the leaves of the shamrocks. Now it was copper in the ground, copper oxides, which gave the marble its green colour, so copper made the marble green. It's among the oldest marbles in the world, from the pre-Cambrian time, so that makes it about 600 million years old. Now we can also cut marble into very thin slices, and here again an example of the sepia, and if a light is put behind a thin piece of marble, it becomes translucent. Marble filters the UV light. The Rare Book Library of Yale University in Connecticut in the USA has Vermont marble windows, and the Vermont marble windows filter the UV light. Now the black marble was mud on the bed of the bay and became compressed 350 million years ago. In the south of Ireland, in County Cork, Middleton, County Cork, we once had a very beautiful red marble quarry. Now this quarry is closed about 50 years, but I'd like to show it to you because you will see it in our cathedrals and public buildings as you travel throughout Ireland. Iron oxides in the ground during the marble's formation gave it its beautiful red colour. It's the Middleton red, the Irish rose marble from the south of Ireland in County Cork. And finally in Achill Island in County Mayo we have a small deposit of amethyst, Irish amethyst from Achill Island. Amethyst in the ground comes in a geode formation, a hollow stone like an egg, and it's the outside of the geode, like a common country rock, broken open to find the crystals inside. It's semi-precious, and it's also the birthstone for the month of February.
to Rathcroghan Visitor Centre. Cruachan is the name in Irish, and Rathcroghan is the name for the whole complex of sites. We deal with over 200 sites that stretches a vast area of land, but also then back through history. We have a small slice of just a couple of the sites. You can see some of the sites, but we deal with over 200 sites here. 60 of those are classed as national monuments. From the time that the first settlers in Ireland came through, we have earliest Mesolithic settlement here and ritual use back down through the ages. So we're starting with 9,000 years ago maybe. It moves on in through the Stone Age period, so there was an equivalency with Newgrange, and we're often called the Newgrange of the West. That would be maybe 5,000 years ago. And this is the main mound, which probably contains a burial chamber similar to the well-known Newgrange or Brunaboyne.
This is the best preserved Celtic site in all of Europe, and the ruins go back thousands of years.
Hello everybody, you're all very welcome. As the city, on behalf of the City of Dublin, we're delighted to have you here today.
We're here at Discover Ireland Centre, where we're ready to begin the celebration of the gathering with the parade of lights, the fireworks and the concert.
great to see so many people out there. Thank you for watching and listening. And yeah, it's really awesome. You're awesome. And we hope you have an amazing 2013, an amazing happy new year. And
I'm stringing the my guitar. That'll be 6 weeks of sweating now in a pop rock combo. So why don't you call and join up?
As the music plays on, we look forward to returning to Ireland to enjoy more festivals, walk in the countryside, and visit more historic sites. On behalf of ECONEWS, I'm Nancy Pearlman, wishing you a natural, unspoiled environment. As they say here, Erin go bragh. May the luck of the Irish be with you.